Hello.
Hey, can
How
you
are
hear
you?
me?
Yes.
Awesome. We're gonna do audio only so you can.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. There we go.
Ah, you sound
How you
good.
doing?
You sound happy.
I am. It's a good life.
Hmm.
How are
that-
you? How's India treating you?
It's kicking my ass.
What exactly is happening?
Oh, I'm just getting used to the amount of sensory input all
Oh,
over.
okay. Oh, yeah. I understand that. Are you in a noisy part? Or I think you said you had a friend who lived out on a farm or something?
Yeah, so he has an apartment in Pune, and then the retreat center that he's building is like 2 hours away next
Uh-huh.
to a big lake. So very rural.
Uh-huh. But you're staying in the apartment.
Yes, right now, because a little bit of holidays, but most of the time I'm at the retreat center.
Oh, okay. That's good at least.
Yeah, in its own way, you know. So let's say the pros are nature
Uh-huh.
and better air and the lake and like 200 different types of birds and beautiful, beautiful like sugarcane fields that you can just walk endlessly on without
Uh-huh.
nobody being there. Just stretch your aura fields. Your energy field can go in infinite directions. There's nobody there.
Hmm.
But then everywhere I go, dogs are barking and kids are walking behind me all the time, like I'm some convoy leader. I think I'm the only white person in that whole like region. It has like maybe 7 or 8 thousand people, the city. And I bet I'm the only white person there, you know.
You're probably right.
Yeah. And like I don't know. I'm 6'5", so
Yeah.
very
So
very
it's not like
above.
you can hide.
No, no, not at all.
Have the people have they gotten used to you?
Some yes, you know the
Mm-hmm.
people at the marketplace where I buy my produce, they welcome me and like because come and buy stuff from us.
Mm-hmm.
But generally not so much, not so much.
Oh. Do you spend a lot
But
of your time with your friend or by yourself?
kind of like 50-50, I'd say.
Okay. Man, you're a
Yeah.
month in. Yeah?
A little bit more. I think
Okay.
it'll be 2 months New Year's.
Oh, and what's the plan?
He invited me for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna pop out somewhere. I think Sri Lanka
Uh-huh.
or yeah, probably Sri Lanka. Nepal is too cold
Yeah.
still. And then another 3 months with him until April. And then I'm guessing April is when very harsh, hot weather, like really, really hot weather starts,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm. How's your life? You're in US, right?
Yeah. I'm in New Jersey
Mm.
and it got cold for a week, but
Mm.
now it's warming back up. So I'm grateful that it was short.
Yeah. You're used to warmer climates.
I mean, it's generally cold here in the winter, but I prefer warmer climates.
Mm.
My body is used to that.
Mm.
Yeah. But last year, or no, it's still this year. This year we went to India in April and it was for a wedding, so we had to go. And we actually did go in the region you're in.
Mm.
And I thought I could deal with hot weather, but it's like a different level. So I'm
Mm.
glad you're taking a break at that time.
Um, One of the guys that also works for my friend said that it's not like just the sun, it's some sort of hot wind that gets you.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's hard to breathe.
Mm. Oh, damn.
Yeah, so good decision.
Mm.
But I mean, what else for here? It's pretty, you know, the holidays, everyone's gearing up for Christmas. I just had my market yesterday and it went
Oh,
pretty well.
what was that about?
So I make chocolates
Oh,
on the
cool.
side. So usually for the holidays, I'm doing a lot of the holiday markets and selling.
Mm.
So it was nice. It's like I really like Jersey City for its community. Like
Oh,
there's
cool.
all this holding everyone up together. The restaurant where I was vending, they had a fire in their kitchen
Mm.
and they had to close that part, but they kept the bar open. But the community has like helped support. Like they show up and, it's nice.
Nice.
It's nice when people stand up for each other.
Mm. What kind of chocolates?
Truffles.
Mm.
So, um, yeah, I take chocolate and cream and then infuse it with different flavors. So my main ones are cardamom saffron, uh,
Mm.
espresso, pineapple coconut,
Oh, wow.
and
Pina
lavender
colada.
black tea.
Like pineapple coconut, that's pina colada, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
And I'm really digging the cardamom saffron.
Mm-hmm.
Saffron's very like healthy and Persian culture, right?
Yeah. We also
Back
use
in
a
the
lot
day.
of it
Mm.
because we have a lot of Persian influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I clear out all the chats once I don't speak to a person just so it's clear. So I couldn't find the message where I wrote to you like what topics we could get into. Do you remember what we
Yeah. No
uh-huh.
problem. Relationships
Mm,
was the main one.
that's the thing you want to talk about the most.
Yes. And it's
Hmm.
funny because I am no expert, but I feel like everyone has to deal with relationships in some way.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's such a huge topic. I was like trying to gauge, do I want to talk about, you know, family relationships, intimate relationships, relationships with yourself, with ideas. And I
Mm,
think they all kind of play a role, like they interconnect
mm,
in a huge way. So I think I'm going to focus on probably like intimate personal relationships because I
mm.
think that's where it shows up the most,
Yeah,
like it's
definitely.
most tested. And just to be clear, I'm not married. I'm not in a relationship currently.
Mm,
And for someone who's my age, that's like an oddity. I'm 42,
mm, mm,
but I have so much. I like, I really, when I was in a relationship, I think I spent a lot of time really trying to dissect all the intricacies of it. And it really does, it keeps, I'm really intrigued by it.
by
And
the development, the analysis, the
yeah.
mm.
And I'm also a Virgo, so obviously I'm gonna analyze the hell out of it. Which my partners probably don't appreciate, but they learn. That's the key. Um, so I don't know where to start. I did come up with this thing when you first mentioned this topic, and I was like brainstorming, and I'm like, what do I see it as, or like what are the main components of it? And I came up with an acronym, and
Mm,
facet. So feelings, awareness, clarity, energy, and trust.
mm,
And I feel that the feelings part is obviously what initiates a lot of them. And if it's arranged marriages, then it's what they hope to grow into.
mm, wow, yeah.
So it's either the beginning, it's the opener or the closer.
Mm.
And the ace part, the awareness, clarity, and energy, I feel like that's the day to day. Like
Mm.
you're constantly watching and learning from your partner
Yeah.
in your day to day. And I think awareness is closely tied to curiosity because I feel like if your partner or you are not paying attention, I think a lot of stuff can build up
Mm.
that causes problems. And when you do notice things, to not use like your old beliefs or whatever your program is to
Mm.
define it, because this is a completely different person from their own family, their own culture that's coming into your life. So it's a bit of curiosity that's needed
Mm.
to like question. Um, and then like clarity is a huge one, which I think speaks to me the most because I think when you haven't been when it's a new relationship, sometimes you're kind of just going in haphazard, and the clarity comes with all the bumping around and figuring out what you stand for, what your values are. Some people are very clear when they come in, which I envy.
Mm.
But it's like once you have that clear and set, I think it at least keeps you stable so you're not easily knocked off your center.
Mm.
And for me, I think when I first went in to my most major relationship, it was easy for me to sway because I also had this like accommodating, person-pleasing behavior that was part
Mm.
of my history.
I
But in
think
the, uh-huh.
when you say clarity is like top priority, it's like we we are ever changing, ever moving, ever growing, ever flowing, like organisms that every single interaction, every single day you die, you are born again.
Mm-hmm.
Everything everything we sync up with the fascia approach, with the emotional approach, with mental, every piece of content you take in, you need to shed something and gain something from it. And
Right.
and every day you're a new person. So every day you need to have a strategy meeting with whoever you're interacting with, whether it's a partner, a spouse, your children, more than anything, because they need it. Your business, your family, your group of friends, whoever. If you're not having, it's like you say, clarity. It's daily cleanup of possible misunderstandings, and it builds trust. And no relationship, everything has bumps and friction,
Mm-hmm.
and it's repair that builds trust. It's the clarity afterwards that builds long-term stability. So if you, like in many friendships and especially relationships of the kind, like you say, romantic, if there would be 2 or 3 days where you're not like actually sitting down, taking like half an hour, 1 hour, how are you? What's happening with your life? How is your
Mm-hmm.
health? What's up with your mom? What's up with your dad? What's up at work? How are we? Is there anything like the more things are laid out, the less, the more dust there is, the more you got like dust demons feeding off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you said about the cleaning up. I think before you even clean up with all those people, there's like a cleanup that you do with yourself
Mm.
with some kind of reflection or meditation. Because sometimes if you don't take that quiet space, what are you going to bring to those people?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah, clarity definitely has a huge role.
I guess
And
the
that go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, and that brings it to the energy part because if you don't have the energy to do that evaluation or cleanup, then it's not going to work. So, like, how do you find energy?
And stillness that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And that in like two birds with one stone, that's gonna eliminate the people pleasing aspect. Because
Hmm.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's and I'm gonna have to extend this onto all relationships where we we see what's quote unquote wrong. We see what doesn't work, and then if you don't bring it up, if you don't do something about it, if you don't confront it, whether it's in you, and mostly it's in all of us, because we create our reality. However, there are other players in this game with us, other fractions of who we are, and voicing things, bringing things up. If we don't do that, then we hope to achieve that same thing. You know, I like to say when couples argue over which day is laundry day or why are there socks under the bed, it's never about the socks under the bed. That's like a thing that's easy to bring up to just kind of vent and um, get some emotional tension out of the way, but none of the actual things get resolved. And then the people pleasing comes in because it's much easier to kind of go into this childish survival mode where you are, I don't know, somebody has just, this is a metaphor, but somebody has just
Hmm.
eaten and you're bringing him another meal, hoping it will resolve communication issues with something. And then, like, why? But I'm bringing you stuff. Look, I'm bringing stuff to you. Look, this is the people pleasing aspect where you're trying to bend yourself in all the wrong places to get a result and you, of course, you're never going to get it because the person probably doesn't even know what's happening. They don't know that these things are bothering you. And the main thing is that we take friction and conflict. And when somebody says something like, um, I'm not okay with this, meaning like this bothers me, people just take it personally. But it's just that we each are so unique and have such different preferences in life. What do we need? When? Our cycles of sleeping, eating, doing things. Some are more social, less social. Human design explains all of this. Like some people need to sleep alone. Some people sleep with other people better. Some people have preferences for loud noises and environments with bustling, buzzy activity. I need a cave and a mountain, for example. And if I tell somebody I need to go to my cave and they're like, but what's wrong? Like, don't you love me? Don't you, you know what? Like, it's not about that. It's not about that. We are so unique and so different. And yeah, this can expand. I'll stop
Yeah,
here. Hmm.
that's the meaning, the curiosity. Like if I take whatever you're telling me as a personal attack, then I'm not learning from you. Like I'm not, it's more of like I need to heal myself in order for me to not take those things personally. And then I can come to you and be like, oh, look at this magnificent human being. I want to know everything about them and
Hmm.
interact or play.
Exactly. It's all a big play.
Yeah. You said something and now my brain is.
Take time.
Oh, the people pleasing. This is where a lot of people come up with the she keeps on moving the goalpost or nothing I do is ever good enough for you because we're
Mm,
not addressing the core. Like we're
yes.
just going through the motions.
Wow. Yeah, that's so powerful. Yeah. Like nothing I ever do will ever please you type of thing, right?
Yeah, and that then plays then you're taking meaning into your own self-worth
Mm,
because it's not that you're not doing enough or you're not good enough. It's just you guys aren't addressing your core hurts,
Mm,
which is hard to face.
it is.
And I think the biggest, hardest thing in this whole system is the trust, because there's some things you won't know, or you won't know when you want to know them. And you just have to trust that it'll be okay, or that there is some lesson here, or that person will open up at some point. And then also trust that if you walk away from something that you're not feeling good about, that it's okay. Like you didn't fail.
Mm.
It's like a not knowing.
And accepting that you don't have to tolerate everything
Hmm.
and that you're not an evil person or any of these duality words, labels, boundaries are just mechanics. Just
Yeah.
if we spend too much time with somebody, it creates contempt. It creates just energetically, like the mechanics of energy fields is that it charges up. If you're in the same room with somebody or in a small apartment, this is what ended my past relationship. It was 7 years, and the last few years of that was a very small apartment and just constant aura enmeshment where if we had maybe just a room extra, maybe we would have, maybe things would be different. But we each need space to develop because we were individuals before the relationship. So
Hmm.
we need to maintain that.
Isn't that so interesting that it's like the size of a room or an apartment is what can make or break
Mm,
something? It's
environment.
very
Mm,
physical and
hmm.
material, right? But it's so important.
Yeah, yeah. Environment is huge.
And that's another, like during COVID, there were so many people that
Yeah,
broke
wow,
up.
yeah. Great point. Yes, people were going crazy with their families also.
Hmm. They've never been in this situation where you have to spend your every waking moment in such close quarters.
And then all the fear and the media and all the bullshit, and then
Oh
just,
yeah, it's like a powder keg.
mm,
Um, I was joke because I'm still friends with my ex, and
mm,
we were I would joke that it would be so nice for people to have the ability to live in separate houses, but close enough that you can like visit each other like friends,
mm,
you know, when you knock on the
exactly.
door and you're like, can so and so come out and play?
Hmm.
Because you have your own place you can retreat to.
Yeah.
But the other part of that is you can always retreat. Like you never have to face certain issues. It's an easy runaway.
Hmm. That
So I thought
is,
that was,
yeah, yeah. That's pros and cons, yeah. Now that when you said, now that you said, can so and so come out and play?
hmm.
I was just today, I had some really intense flashbacks of some stuff from my childhood, from my past,
Hmm.
and I basically remembered the time. Yeah, I was nostalgic and kind of sad about kids nowadays, where I don't think kids have like sleepovers or play dates where you kind of call your friend and like, hey, you want to come over? And they come over and you like play Legos together and build a
Hmm.
world over 9 hours, like the whole day. Another little person is at your house eating lunch and dinner with you and just playing. Or then when video games came out like PlayStation 1, Sega
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and you would bond so much with this kid, and it was not online. It was, and then they meet your family and you meet their family, and that grows you because you get to meet different adults of almost the same age as your parents, which gives you more
Hmm.
wisdom and stuff like that. And then I remembered, like when you just said, can so and so come out and play? And then, like, wow, kids nowadays have no idea.
Yeah, I'm really curious about what's gonna happen, like how they're going to approach relationship
Mm,
with how they're coming up. Because I think currently how it works is that your parents organize a play date.
mm.
It's not really like you're running around the neighborhood finding the person you want to hang out with. So I don't know.
And there's going to be pros and cons to that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you said everybody having a separate house, yeah, that would be, just or just an apartment. It doesn't even have to be big. I'm always okay with a studio apartment.
Hmm.
So a studio apartment for me and for the other person, whatever their preference is. And then like ideally, there would be a third space of some kind where you meet, where you're kind of like a social, like a kitchen in like a big house where people meet
Uh-huh.
to, and then you can retreat. But otherwise, like, oh, you want to come over today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come over to you and stuff like that. But yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree.
Like a dorm room setup.
Yes, exactly. And there's a common area.
Hmm. It always reminds me of those hotels too, where there's like a door connecting rooms.
Yeah.
Obviously, no common kitchen or anything, but the little knock knock on the door, and you just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
decide
Yeah.
when you emotionally want to open up or not open up. And you said like different the environment, like people's tolerance for noise and
Hmm.
some things you can work around, and some things I feel like are deal breakers.
Non-negotiables. Yeah.
And even figuring that out, I don't know what I don't dating, right? In the beginning, when you're asking all the questions, I don't know if people are asking the day-to-day questions. I wasn't.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, that's so on point. That's so wise and insightful that all that people focus on these because it's the romantic, beautiful movie type stuff that we were learned
Hmm.
taught to conversate about. But
Hmm.
it would be kind of like I know that I'm the type of Asperger's autistic person who's just like, hey, I have a list of 10 things that I'm just gonna ask you right now. And one of those is like, do you eat with your headphones or head or noise blockers? And like, if that's one of the first things you ask a person, I guess it's the best filtering system that can be. Like, if a person
Yeah,
cannot handle such a question, it doesn't matter if it's a first date or not. It just means that I have no time for bullshit in my life. Like, what? And the quicker we get it out of the way, the better it is for everyone.
there's a Netflix show, Love on the Spectrum. Have you seen that?
No.
It's so good
All right. Let me
because
let me write it down.
yeah, they go on dates. When I first saw an episode, I was like, man, I really wish this is how things were because they would literally just say what's on their mind. There was
Oh my
no acting or
God.
performing.
I saw there was a show about a teenage boy and he was autistic and he had to walk around with noise blockers like I do or white noise.
Hmm.
Um, and he would just tell it straight, he would just be the whole show reminds me of there's a guy who makes comics and the comics are about aliens who come
Hmm.
to Earth and kind of comment about things. And these aliens are just basically like anyone on the spectrum or Asperger's, or just giving logical observations with no emotional or nothing and no context, just taking everything out
Uh-huh.
of context and commenting. It would be something along the lines of like two aliens sitting at a desk, at a kitchen table, and one of them is putting salt on his meal, and the other one says to him like, "Why are you putting those little rocks on your meal? Uh, they reduce the number of revolutions around the Earth for you."
Oh.
And then there's a silence because like salt ages you quicker and kills snails. So there's a whole like salt conspiracy that is the biggest addiction. Anyway, um, and the other one, like one of the frames in the comics is silence where he just looks at him. And then the third frame is him saying, like, what if I prefer more rocks and less revolutions around the earth? And I'm just like, these things kill me, where it's all the things that humans are afraid to just plainly say and go around and go around. There are people, which are rare in this world, we're just gonna tell it like it is. And then and then what do? We medicate them. We say it's an illness.
Hmm.
They are on the spectrum. While actually the whole other 99% of society are the mentally whatever word you want to use after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, love on the spectrum. I'll check it out.
What do you know what the show is that you just mentioned? Because I would love to watch that too. Or a
Mm.
comic, whatever. Is it a show or a comic?
I'm going. Okay. Let me find it right now. Why not? If I'm gonna post this, people are gonna be curious, so I will avoid messages. So I'm just gonna find it right now. Okay. Nathan. Let me see. Ply Comics. Yes, Nathan Ply's comic Strange Planet. So you can find his stuff on Instagram. So Strange Planet, Nathan Pyle, sorry. Yeah,
Got it.
I'm just saying it out loud now for anyone watching this on YouTube, but I'll send you the link afterwards on Telegram. And now the guy, let's see, comedy show about an autistic teenager. And I actually might watch this again as well. So there's one saying atypical, but that's not the one. Oh no, it is atypical. Oh, I thought it had the
Oh,
name of the guy. No, it's atypical.
I saw that come up and I never watched it.
Okay, so I'm writing this down because I'm looking for things I'm looking for good comedy, and
Hmm.
it's incredibly hard for me to find things that are funny. Most things that I find funny is when people tell me stories about their life struggles and when they can make fun of themselves. That's
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Mm.
I think at some point when life gets hard, you have to be funny. It's a
Mm.
coping mechanism.
It's the flavor.
Hmm. It builds character.
Kills the ego but builds character. Such a weird thing to say.
Yeah. Definitely.
So the
But
last,
that,
go ahead, go
uh-huh.
ahead.
I was gonna say the Love on the Spectrum show, it's not a comedy, but it's more of a reality show, which I usually don't do. But I just
Mm.
appreciate it so much because there was like one scene where the guy was just done with the date. Like he was like, okay, I would like to leave now. And he just said it. Like there was
Beautiful.
no there's no guesswork. Like, do you know how much energy people would have if they
Yeah.
weren't doing all this extra stuff?
It's it's like babe, like what I like to say, like whenever I deny myself the emotion of disgust, I say to myself, babies emote disgust without flinching instantly. They're just like, and just go away. And there's no blame, no guilt, no shame. Just the baby feels you're not healthy for me for whatever reason, energetic, physical, or you're just ugly. I don't want to look at you. I'm gonna go and play with something, with animals or something. And the baby just verbalizes it or cringes and just runs away or shies away. And we lost this. We think we have to tolerate everything.
Yes. And no one blames the baby. It's just, okay, that's
Yeah.
what it is. But you're right.
Um,
The changing comes in the programming, right? Because then as a toddler or older, you're like, oh, you can't say that, or that's not nice to say.
mhm.
And then we start to become and act what might be more
Or like,
palatable.
yeah, digestible for others.
Hmm.
That
Until
w-
it's slowly chipping away at your soul.
uh, okay, so you were humbled by life a few times, right?
Oh, for sure.
I can feel it.
There was much humbling, and now I'm hilarious.
Exactly.
My mom was recently telling me that I need to be more adaptable or adjustable because I have, like I retreated to the mountain and I
Mm,
love it here. Like I love my own company. I love quiet.
mm,
When I do want to interact, I go and do that. And I asked her, I was like, why? Why do I need to be more adaptable? Because I feel like when the time comes, I can be.
yeah.
And she's like, in case for the future, like when you marry or when you have a family. And I was like, when that comes, I will do it. There's no need
Hmm.
to preemptively do all this.
Like for who? For the mountain? Like the mountain is the best example of something that does not adapt to anything.
Exactly. We walk around it. We can't
Yeah. You respect it with fear.
change.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I'm the same. I'm very stubborn 99% of the time. I'm deaf to everything because I'm like but then the person because this is sort of the result of syncing up with every single person my entire life and
Uh-huh.
adapting, like you say. So who's better at adapting than me, but I choose not to do it.
Right. I think, yeah, you weren't born stubborn.
Hmm.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of stubborn people are moved there. And then it's not like a permanent state of being. Again, like you said, you die and are reborn every day. So
Mm.
as things change, you change too with it. The water comes down the mountain and causes grooves in it.
Hmm.
So
And that's
how
over.
how did that how did your stubbornness play out in your relationships? I'm just curious.
Um, I always channel it towards that clarity. I always like I give people 1,001 opportunity,
Uh-huh.
and in the meantime, if like the stubbornness is like I insist on sitting down and talking about things. This is how I'm stubborn. Like I'm not gonna be tolerating the fog more than a day. It's not gonna be there. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna
Hmm.
create chaos. I'm gonna make loud noises until, like it comes out. I'm gonna it's just not gonna it's not it's like not enough oxygen in a space. You can't live in that sort of environment.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
So
this
you
is
grant them a day. to
I mean, a day. It's not a day. It's just way less than most.
hmm
And let's say that I'm stubborn in a way that if something is causing issues and like we talk about it, whoever it is, if it's a girlfriend or a friend or somebody, I'm gonna keep bringing it up. And if the person keeps ignoring it, I'm stubborn. I'm gonna keep bringing it up until something breaks. Either the pattern's gonna break or the relationship's gonna break. But
I like that. I like
mm,
that you're committed to the clarity.
that's the only thing that brings me back to myself is the word clarion in like archetypal sense. Somebody's a muse, somebody's a healer, a protector, a
hmm
builder. I believe clarion. I believe, just the thing we just discussed, like the autistic pure, it doesn't even have to be logical. It doesn't have to be pure masculine, strategic, logical structure of the space, of the relationship, of life. It could be wild, it could be feminine, it could be shamanic, but it needs to be afterwards. There needs to be, like uh, electrons in the air, freshness, newness, no stagnation. It's yeah,
Movement,
movement.
authenticity,
Hmm.
because that's not always pretty, but it's real.
Recently, I saw again the movie Into the Wild. Have you seen it?
I did. I liked that movie.
There was one scene where I saw it ages ago when it came out, and then I saw it
hmm
recently again.
hmm
I'm collecting voice lines from very good movies like that I'm gonna
hmm
put when I make my music album, whenever that ends up being. You
hmm
know how sometimes songs have like voice lines from shows or movies
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. So one of the quotes that's going to be there is the main character saying somebody he's roasting something on a campfire next to some lady, and she tells him, just like your mom told you, like be more adaptive. She told him, you need to be more fair towards people. And then he said, okay, I'm going to quote something to you. He said, before pleasure, before fairness, and then he kind of lists out maybe 5 or 6 things that people mostly always need or demand in life.
Uh-huh.
And then he says, just uh, before all this, just give me truth. And that's it.
Oh, I like that.
We're a rare breed in today's world.
But I've been thinking about that a lot too because everything revolves around truth, right? Like we resonate with the truth. So like if you like a song, if you like a movie, if you like a piece of clothing, something about that thing is calling to your truth. It's
Hmm.
just all the junk around it.
Hmm.
And how do we clear that away so we can really see at the core? I don't have answers for that.
Yeah.
And even clearing away the junk can be fun if you approach it with that
Uh-huh.
curiosity and not the judgment, right? Like if I know I have things that are not nice. But by labeling it not nice, and then I'm like applying society's rules to
Hmm.
that. Like extrapolating the meaning. Like if I'm doing something that's nice, not nice, then that means I'm not nice, and that's not. There is no link there. It's just
It
action.
has yeah, it has a lot to do with the language as well,
Mm-hmm.
because there's like a difference between um there's like a difference between let's say English when someone says I am sad, for example. And
Mm-hmm.
then there are other languages. I think it's like Italian and French. I'm not sure if it's that or Spanish or where they say I have sadness instead of I am
Mm.
sad. So immediately you can imagine a person who is like, I am sad. It's defining the whole person. And then I have sadness. It's like a little cloud on your shoulder or like a bag you're carrying that you can drop then. So
Yes.
just like you said, like how do you label it? Is it I'm not nice? Well, that's guilt and shame, and those are the hardest. Or this thing is not nice in the eyes of many, but what are the eyes of many but clouded? So and then this brings me to like spending so much time, let's say people pleasing others or
Mm-hmm.
seeking validation from others. And if we just start with our parents, how long we've treated them as gods. But if you met, like, I don't know, maybe your parents are in a better shape than mine, and mine are like very unhealthy, very addicted to a lot of things, unaware. I love them, of course. I'm not, it is what it is. I'm just being clear. That if I met them anywhere, if I met two other adults of like late 50s, I would never take their advice. I wouldn't poke them with a stick from a distance. Um, let alone seek validation from them. So, how many people that we actually try to please or seek validation from or try to get them to see us, do we really want, like, do we, do we even look at the people and their lives and what they're doing and what they're saying and how they're feeling and their emotions and their health before we deem them as judges or anyone, knowing what nice is, the word nice, but somebody says,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that's not nice," or "That's offensive." Well, the word when somebody says that's offensive or I'm offended, it's not universal. Another person is going to laugh and say this is good
Mm-hmm.
comedy. So when somebody's offended, and this goes to maybe anyone watching this video, like you don't get to decide. Um, yeah, it's not a universal thing. A thing is not offensive or not offensive. It's you who chooses whether you want to get offended or not, to make a big drama out of it or not.
Right. The intention, you're taking your response as the other person's intention, and they are not
Hmm.
necessarily linked.
Yeah, sorry if I stopped your train of thought with.
No, this is good. I like the pauses and that you allow for the pauses because it helps me, just
Yeah, yeah, of course.
simmer in the in the
Simmer,
thought.
simmer in the shimmer.
Hmm. What you said about the parents, I feel like you're right. There is like these lenses we go through, and we do. I mean, I looked at my parents as gods, and they defined it's because it's all you know. You're always around it,
Yeah.
and there's good things, and then there's things you question, and that's why I really love when children ask the endless why questions that parents get annoyed by, but like that's where the gold is. Like you have to
Mhm.
ask why. And we continue to ask why into our adulthood. Like now that I'm an adult and I hang out with my parents, I still ask the why but I just can't be dismissed so easily. And I also feel like they grow, right?
They
Because
have no choice.
they have no choice. But when we're young, we think that, oh, there are these people that are already developed. They're at completion and they're not.
No, no, not at all.
They are constantly growing, and it's nice to grow with them
Mm,
once you become an adult because then it becomes more of an interaction instead of like a, a
yes.
hierarchy.
Yeah, I've just realized this with my folks maybe this month now is
Uh-huh.
that it's like let's say first they're wiser than you. Let's say they have more experience, even
Uh-huh.
though kids are the closest to the source and the authenticity that we're talking about, more
Hmm.
wise, you know. Um, for, let's say the first, I don't know how many years we learn from them, and then the power shift happens, and they don't allow it. Their ego does not allow. For example, I went to college, and when I came back from college, this is the 5 years of education that I have more than them and more vocabulary, and I've maybe traveled the world more and have more relationships with them, with other people than they had. And experienced many things like different drugs or different cultures, you know, everything.
Hmm.
And then when you come home, the power shift has happened where now they need to shut up for a while and listen, and their ego does not allow it. But if and when, like I said, they have no choice, if and when the parents give up the quote unquote throne, then the real relationship can happen where they actually listen to this person. You know, I always like to say, like my whole life, you need to go to high school, you need to go to college, become smart, and then succeed in life. And then I go to college and I come back after 5 years, and the only response they have to my new developed mind is like, shut up, you philosopher. don't don't spread these big words around, and they cannot handle it. It's like, so what you're saying is something that is really, it's good timing because I've been starting to see this. It comes to them with age when they also get a little bit humbled by old age,
Right.
I believe, right?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like they're growing as well. Like they had to face their ego, just like I mean, there's so many opportunities to face our egos at different times.
Like 50 a day at least.
So they're doing the same thing. And I wonder how have your interactions, like why was it this month that you've thought about it more?
I think they're it's because I've had a few messages with them where I told them, okay, let's go into like a story time where like my whole life, whenever I would say I love you to my dad or I love you to my
Hmm.
mom, the response was, um, of course, we love you as well. That goes without saying. But let's not focus on love. Let's focus on your grades. Let's focus on your job. Let's focus on your diet, your health. You know, like, are you doing everything? And when this became perpetual, I just kind of accepted it. But now
Hmm.
I've started lately, I don't know how long ago, I started to tell them like, it doesn't matter that I know that you guys love me or that you know, of course, you know, like family. Some things go kind of like without question. But if
Hmm.
things go without question, it becomes furniture, it becomes background noise, and it gets,
Ah.
you know, it doesn't get like, where's the flavor in life then? If all these kind of arbitrary things are just, they are there because they are there. There are no ordinary moments in life. And the more we realize this, the richer you are. This is why people say the people that are the happiest with the least are actually the happiest. Because what do you need? I need a piece of paper and a pen, and I can be having fun with my drawings for 7 hours. And or somebody can just walk outside. I can also just walk outside and feel my spine in the sunshine, and I don't need
Oh.
anything else. You know, just one perfect breath at a time. And I told him, like, I know you guys love me, but just say it. And also, my dad, he sends me these philosophical messages when, for example, I don't know, he sends me. Once upon a time, there was a little wanderer that went to all the countries in the world and did not want to talk with his parents. And now the parents are at home, and I'm like, Dad, let me just ask you, is all of this stuff that you're trying to say, I have no idea what this first part means, but is the last thing, hey son, I miss you, let's do a Zoom call. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why don't you?
Oh.
Like, and after that, now he's softened up a bit. So basically, I taught my mom how to express love, and I taught my dad that it's okay to be vulnerable in front of his son or in front of anyone. And this has now made them, but it took me what, almost 3 decades also and more for me to remove my ego and teach
Mm,
them something. Because all of this time I was like, why do you pretend that you're adults when you don't know these basic things? And are you expecting me to teach you basic, like, love language to your child? And it's like this is, where my perception of elders in the world just got erased. Like if you are
hmm
alive longer than someone else, you deserve A, more respect. Why? Because you survived. Because you managed not to die for 10 years longer than someone else. It's nothing. It's not, you could be living the same day for 60 years in the same place doing nothing different, and you're an elder. Wow. Like elders, I would say this humor that you and me have, this is what makes you an elder, because then you can sense that there are, like I said, that we've been through things that we are worth listening to.
Firstly, congratulations. It's so beautiful that you are able to get into their hearts or let their
Mm,
hearts out, rather.
yeah.
Because I feel like y- our parents' generation did work with a lot of survival,
Hmm.
and that colors a lot of their questions and conversations. And you're right. Again, back to that hierarchy, there is none because we all bring something different to this dance. Like they fed us and housed us, right? So that's necessary when you're a vulnerable child.
Hmm.
And and now we're able to give them this heart opening, which they also need
Hmm.
and desire. That's so funny with the video that your dad sent. Relationships, man. They're the I love you part too, because our family took a very long time to communicate that. Because also in Indian culture, it's like obviously, of course, like
Hmm.
this thing is not necessary to say. We don't even there even when I said thank you, sometimes they're like, "Oh, you're not supposed to say thank you."
Yes.
It's like, "Oh, but I want to. I want to communicate my gratitude." My brother actually started them with saying I love you. And I always wondered because I would see other families. It was almost the background comment you said stood out because you don't want it to become the background, but also I've seen families where they just say it robotically.
Mm.
And and I don't want that either.
Hmm.
So I'm still working on that because I had trouble saying I love you even in my romantic relationships because it was just awkward. I wasn't used to it. But I don't want to be I don't want it to become robotic, but I also want to be comfortable with saying it at random times when I feel it come up, instead of just thinking it. Because I've definitely thought it. Like, you know, when you see somebody or you appreciate someone in the moment, it just comes up, that feeling. I'm not there yet where I'm like ready to say I love you in that random moment while they're cooking or, you know, it's still at the point where it's like at the end of a call or if I'm saying goodbye or, you know, that habit.
Mm. It's like more of like, how would I say it? Like you present it in like a story sense, a narrative sense, right? If you get what I mean, like like yeah, like like chapters, like I don't know how to express this, like more poetic in a sense. I don't know if you get what I mean.
I'm not sure I get what you mean. You're saying the I love you part, the saying it?
Like you say more at goodbyes or like end of a call, and this it just makes me think of, well, not happy endings, but kind of uh like the last touch on wrapping a present, like the last bow on,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like a yeah, like an opening or closing instead
Hmm.
of when the feeling comes up.
Mm. Yeah, so if yeah, exactly, like if it's in the moment, if it's a feeling, it doesn't have this um it would be like comparing uh like a jam session
Hmm.
as opposed to an elaborate musical piece with many elements, and that takes a lot of time to develop and put together and put a lot of thought, a lot of introspection, and then it comes out and it's, yeah. And each, it's not like one is better or the one or the other is better. It's just a different,
Right.
maybe a different place from inside you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well put. Yes. It should be all of it, right? Like
Hmm.
that would be the most full.
We will all of us will be all of it eventually.
Yeah. It's just nice to start getting used to it now.
Uh, you know that there are, let's say in human design, in the teaching, it
Hmm.
is said that when people say midlife crisis,
Hmm.
it's not midlife crisis, it's your 40, between 40 and 50-year-old body saying, why do you think this is almost over? Because we have just matured.
Mm.
And then you realize, like, for example, my parents conceived me when my mom was 20 and my dad was 21. So that's halfway to quote unquote adulthood.
Hmm.
And how many people have so many relationships? How many people at 40, no hair, health completely wrecked? That's what I would be if I continued with all my addictive behaviors and then not taking care of the body at all and just environments and everything. If I went into the footsteps of my parents at 40, at 50, you're halfway done. Some people even almost done.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's, you realize that if you follow the crowd, you're going off a cliff very, very quickly in that sense. And we barely if we come out, if you come out with with the humor that we have, then you are somewhat of what the word adult is, even though I don't believe that that word even should be existing at all.
Hmm. Yeah, adult. I still say when I grow up.
Yeah,
When I grow up, I want.
I want to become.
Yes.
And that's also a big thing, like becoming something. And the with every passing day, I realize it's not about you come here and you are choosing what you want to become. It's you come here with your superpowers and gifts, and all you're doing is uncovering and remembering them.
Yes. Shedding.
Mm,
Hmm. That's s- to tie it all up. These relationships are
mhm,
the process of shedding because you're bumping into these people and
mm,
peeling away layers of yourself in that discovery or the interaction, or sometimes they're peeling off layers that you don't even want peeled
to be
off.
pure, yeah. That's why intimacy is hard because
Yes.
every conversation is like right now, if we were able to sync up in a time space little capsule that we just created because we were both ready. We knew that this hour or 2 hours is gonna kill something in me and you, and we're gonna gain something from this because that's the
Hmm.
exchange always. You have to, every piece of content, every inhale is an exchange. You lose something, you gain something. So everything is an extension of that. So that's why intimacy and eye contact, that's why people stare at their phones because they don't have to do an exchange like that with others. And we are all
It's
mirrors. Mm,
so funny that you mentioned that because I was recently thinking about how much I look away or looked away in the
mm,
past because even like walking or anything, I would glance up and then look away.
same.
It was uncomfortable to keep looking into somebody's eyes. And I don't know if it's like a cultural thing because like imagine if you were walking and you just stared into somebody's eyes. Already in my mind, I'm like, they're going to think X, Y, and Z. It's not normal, it's creepy, like all that noise. When really at my core, all I ever want is connection.
Yeah.
So why am I denying this? It's always available. There's people everywhere,
Yeah.
and I keep denying it.
But let me guess, you're not denying it because you're afraid of eye contact. You're denying it because you're afraid you're going to make others uncomfortable.
Yes,
Same.
100%.
I'm not afraid of clarity. I'm afraid of people's reaction to my clarity.
Yes. And that's also interesting because with connection, there's an acceptance, right?
Yes.
You want to be accepted in a place, even when you disagree with them or if you make them feel uncomfortable, if
And
you
and
feel like
that
you don't fit.
and that's the thing. You want to be accepted, but it's like we don't realize that there is no person on this planet for any of us that is gonna be such a perfect fit that they are that you have no clashing, that the other person is quote unquote okay with everything you do.
Hmm.
Because if there were such a person, it's a clone of you. It's your twin, and even a twin has a little quirk that's different. And would you even want to be with your mirror like perfect? There's no, well, I guess it is it's comfortable, you know. I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, if that comes to accepting yourself, right? Like, if I were to be honest with myself, do I accept every part of myself
Hmm.
to the level where I can even begin expecting someone else to accept me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the core, I think, when we all get triggered, is that in that moment we want to be something, but we don't allow ourselves to be that. And we put a mask on, and then we're bitter because we know we are faking it.
Yes.
And then not even the mask gets accepted. And then like what's the third choice?
Right. Like I put this mask on for you and still I'm doing
Yes.
everything I can. Hmm. This was very Oh, and what you just said about the losing and gaining in every interaction,
Uh-huh.
there's ripple effects too
Oh yeah.
that go on uh, for way past the time because there's thoughts or seeds planted.
Integration time.
Hmm. And so many other factors, right? Like I have this conversation now with you, and then I go about my day and something else adds to that recipe
Mm.
and changes the flavor or adds to the flavor. Then
We we
forms
still
my new opinions.
we started a stew. We started a cauldron.
Yeah. A curry, if you might say.
Yeah, this was very pleasant. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking me and inspiring the brainstorm.
Let's put the curry on simmer, and then we can give it some time and come back to some other topics again.
Yes, definitely. I think that'll be fun.
Hmm.
What are you going to do with the rest of your day? Or you're going to sleep now.
Well, no, I have. Yeah, my sleep is a bit like I don't go by time. I go by like I sleep some nights I sleep 2 hours, some nights I
Mhm.
sleep five, and the timing is completely connected to many things and not like, oh, it's 9, I have to go. So
Mm,
breaking some conventional cycles.
good for you. I'm doing that with food, but not sleep yet.
Mm. Hmm. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day?
Well, I still have this worldly job that
Mm.
that I need to do some things for. I'm going to take a walk today though, because
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while. I was taking last week I was taking care of a friend's chickens, so that was nice.
That's interesting.
They're interesting.
Hmm.
Speaking of like provider, right? Like whoever has the food is is running things for them. But that's like the bird brain.
Hmm.
It was very interesting watching them.
What's your day job?
I examine patents. So intellectual property, and it's usually around pacemakers and cochlear implants.
Wow.
Yeah, which is actually, this fascia thing. In hindsight, it's so interesting how it all came about because I studied biomedical engineering in
Hmm.
school. And then my senior design was in acupuncture, which deals with fascia, which I didn't
Wow.
realize till after. And like I had, that's where the word first appeared in my life.
Hmm.
And then with like I did personal training on the side while I did my job and just seeing how like electricity and movement all affects
Mm.
the fascia. And then finally with the human garage thing, and I was like, oh, this whole time it's all been we're playing a role.
Wow.
And again, not to keep going back to this parents thing, the s- there's a structure that we're born into, and then we have to make it whatever it is. So I was
Mm.
born into like the science medical
Oh yeah.
aspect of it. And now I'm quote unquote woo woo, right? Which is the
Hmm.
opposite of,
Yeah.
but it's all connected. Like it doesn't exist without the other. It's just the perspective that you're looking at it from. So like
Hmm.
it was all there.
Yeah. This one is purely chemical and mechanical, and this one is energetic and
Right. And they can't exist without each other. A relationship.
hmm. All right. All right.
Well, thank you. And I hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do this soon again.
And good luck with India.
Thank you. Thank you. It's becoming easier now. It's becoming easier now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Right. You too. Bye.
Bye.